Well, here we are with Ashley. Thank you for joining KDP for B2B, Ashley. I know you're aware of KDP for B2B because you are one of our students, and we just adore you. You're such a rock star in KDP and KDP for B2B. We've had so much fun together, and you have such a great personality. I love spending time with you. We get to spend time in our private group for KDP for B2B, and we spend every week together, which is so fun. So I'd love to introduce you to Ashley, and she has so much to share with you, and she's in the KDP world. She has been for quite a while. She's added the B2B side, but that's not what we're going to talk about today. We're going to talk about her business and her KDP groups and how she can help you guys here if you're new to KDP or if you want to expand on that. So I'll let Ashley take it from there.
Oh, okay. Well, I guess I'll do my, how did I start in KDP?
Yes.
I was one of those people who started with ebooks or books, I guess, in general. So yeah. It's interesting because this is how I went back to B2B. So I had a consulting business, and I helped kids get into the service academies. So like Air Force Academy, Naval Academy, West Point, Annapolis, all that. So wow. I was doing Google ads and all that stuff, and it's expensive. Yeah. I don't know if you've done Google ads. They're not cheap. And so I was like, there's got to be a better way. So my husband's like, well, you write books, because I've always written fiction and short stories and everything. He's like, write a book. So I wrote a book.
So great.
And I remember putting it on KDP, and I remember pushing publish. I was so terrified. So if any of you are new starting and you're just terrified to hit publish, like, don't be. First off, nobody sees your book. It's a little while now, right?
Unfortunately, right? That was
thousands of people aren't going to download it and be like, oh, there's a spelling error. No, eventually, maybe. But day one, no.
Right.
Eventually, that's the hope. But day one, don't let fear stop that publish. So I hit publish, I started, and I basically put an ad in there for my business, right? If you want more information, come check out my website, right?
Right.
And I found two things. One, Google loves Amazon. And so it actually boosted my Google SEO for my website based upon that I had a link to my book on Amazon, right? And then I had a description to my book and all that like SEO type stuff. And so I got more search engine traffic from Google, and I got clients who actually, because it's kind of a specialty thing. It's not like everybody in the world is doing this. And so they actually found me on Amazon because, there wasn't that many people in there doing that. So it was great. And so that's why I know B2B, and that's kind of why I joined your group. But I knew it worked because it worked for me. It worked for me to be found by new clients. And so from there, since I like doing stories, and that first one was scary to hit publish, but after that, it's easier, right? So
absolutely.
Romance novels, I've written young adult fiction. But if you're on that track of the author path and ebooks and stuff, it's like a book every month. Like that's what your readers want, especially clean romance. They want a new book, 25 to 50,000 words every month. And that is exhausting.
I can't imagine. I can't imagine, Ashley. And let's say you have 4 children as well.
Oh, yes, I have 4 kids. So I'm going to tell you what I did. I wrote them actually on the treadmill at the gym. So I had software, Dragon Naturally Speaking. And so I would dictate at the gym. So I'm positive everyone thought I was absolutely insane at the gym because I'd be talking about dragons or romance or what. Talking about to myself.
That's great.
So I was, I guess, humorous anyway, but that was exhausting. So I kind of got back into, okay, what else can I do? And I got into like the low content stuff because one of my workbooks that I had done for service academies had done really well. And so I was like, well, I can do more workbooks, and this is much less painful. So I started doing, workbook type things, journey type things. I have a few line journals, but mostly since I already had the skills, it was a little bit more on the content, what I call medium content, workbook.
Right.
So is a little bit more. And I found really, really great success there. my last Christmas, I did $12,500. So that was
fantastic.
Yeah, and January was almost $8,000. So it was amazing. I thought, I can do this, and I can help other people do it. It's why I like helping other people do it is because I was there. I was the person who was terrified. I was the stay-at-home mom who wanted, something for myself. I wanted a business. I wanted something I could do at 2 a.m. if I need to, because I have
right.
I wanted to be able to do it whenever. I didn't want to have to worry about people and customers and shipping. And so KDP was like totally the option for me. And so I know how it is to be that mom or the person who needs a little bit extra cash so that, your kids can do, like, I wrote a check for, track the other day for my daughter, so that was great.
All those things just add up,
I know.
Yeah.
And less so with COVID, but
right. COVID might have helped with that, but then yeah.
But even though, so it's just, I've been there, I've done that, and I know I love helping people. I'm just one of those, I'm
naturally
the golden retriever salesman, the ones like, oh, please, I'll help you. I'm a golden retriever. So I'm the person who just loves to help people just because, good karma, send it all out into the world, and, it'll come back. Or if it doesn't, at least I feel good inside for what I did. So, that's
that's kind of the same thing with the KDP for B2B. I absolutely love sharing this with people. Like that's what makes me excited. I mean, I love doing the business side because I do it as well, creating the booklets for business to business, but I'm just sharing this with everybody. And I know when we met up too, you were super excited, and it was so fun because you were already doing the KDP. So you kind of had an idea, and also the B2B side, you sort of had that part going. And then we met up, and how fun it has been. And I agree with you. It's as being a coach and teacher and all that, that's so fun to see people excel and do well.
Yeah. And it's fun because you don't get like, I tell my family and they think I'm kind of nuts. Like
nobody knows what we do.
How's that book thing going? Right? Like they're like, oh,
I love it.
They don't think you make money. They think you're like a starving artist, and maybe, but no, I actually do well, and people don't get it. And so I love to talk about it because nobody gets it, like who's around me. So it's so much fun being in your group. That's one of the best things I think actually about being KDP B2B with you guys and taking the course and stuff is, it's that meeting up with like-minded people to bounce ideas off of and that sort of thing. So that's the fun part about it. And that's
it really is because that's what I've been enjoying so much when I meet our private Facebook group. When you do take the course, you get to be in a private Facebook group with us, and we get to discuss all of our businesses, and we're talking about how to pivot from one thing or how to fix this, and everybody has their own experience to bring to the table. And I think that's what is just so fun. And I know you do that with your KDP business yourself as well, by helping people just break it down into small pieces and small chunks and not get overwhelmed. And like you said, like-minded people, it's just so great to have people to talk about. When you do say, we say the word KDP for B2B, if you don't know what that, you're like, I don't know what you're talking about. So, it's Kindle Direct Publishing for business to business, or KDP, Kindle Direct Publishing. And then it's on top of it, it's Amazon's print on demand. So if you're new, it's always this like world of like, I don't even know what you're talking about, this and that. But Ashley will break it down for you in her group as well. And I break it down to mine. Sorry, my alarm's going off on my phone, which you should not do. Anyway, but Ashley, tell them a little bit I know you're talking about Amazon ads. Mm-hmm. Let's talk a little bit about how you help people with Amazon ads. If you're doing KDP already, or you're just getting started.
Yeah. So if you're just getting started, I do have like a course, and actually my YouTube channel, I'm big on like showing people basics, like how to make.
You do a great job with that.
Prettier. Like, and I'm trying to add like new techniques and new things and new ideas, because a lot of people just go, oh, I'll stick a image and some text, and that's great. Well, yes, that is good, but you can get better as you do that. You can add on a skill and add on a skill. And one of those skills is advertising. Once you kind of have some books out there, once you're, selling and actually selling a few things, one of the fantastic ways to, build up your business, or I guess leverage your business, is ads, because ads can take what you're already doing well and do it even better. Like, because have to, how do I want to say? Like, and ads isn't just advertising, like just Amazon, which is what they call AMS or Amazon advertising. It used to be called AMS. Now I think it's back to Amazon advertising. It's not just putting ads that you see actually on Amazon, but you've got to think of it as a whole marketing. I'm really, really big on defining your target market. And that's one of the things, if you're going to do ads, I try and go over. Yeah, because if you don't know who you're advertising to, you can have keywords, but that's not going to get you all the sales, right? Like,
it's just a little piece of it, it's just that little piece, and finding that target market is gold right there.
Right. Like, if you know who you're at, like mostly women or women over 40 or, and so like one of the things, I even had an ad a little bit ago, and it just wasn't doing what I wanted it to do. And I was like, what's wrong with this? It should work. And I realized what I hadn't added as a keyword was a trend. So my audience was following a certain trend. And I was like, oh my gosh, I didn't add that trend word. Now that trend word wasn't exactly my book, but the same audience would like that book.
Would like it. Yeah.
Right?
So kind of mirrored it.
Yeah. Like I always do this example. If you're big at a camping book, right? And you sell it to somebody who wants a sleeping bag for camping. Well, yeah, it's the same type person, right? If they're going to buy a lantern, a camping, sleeping bag and whatever, a tent, they might want a book about camping memories so that they can put their memories in there, right? Or
that's right.
Children as they go out.
Kind of like think of bundling, like if you're bundling a package together to give someone a gift. It's like a bundle. So that booklet's going to go with that bundle, and when you're looking for that target market, correct?
Right. So you want that. I really try and break that down. And I know it's funny because I'll go through it in the course and everyone's like, oh, that's so simple. But it's not unless someone points it out to you, right? If someone doesn't point out this to you and doesn't say you have to go out and do the work, and that's what everybody doesn't want to do. They're like, oh, I don't want to do the work. Well, that's fine. You don't have to. But do you really want this business to work? Do you really want to spend your money in ads in a beneficial way rather than hey, let's just toss it and gamble? Well, I'm not a big gambler.
Right.
I'm a big hey, if I'm going to put my money out there.
Sure shot. On a sure shot. Right. You want a sure shot.
Or at least close. Like, I'm
close shot.
The basket at the right spot, right?
Yeah. At least you have a target to shoot for versus just like, I don't know, don't see one.
Right. Yeah. It's the target versus spaghetti at the wall theory. Like, you can throw spaghetti, but
a lot of people do. And that's the biggest thing is having you guide people through this. Now, I just want to clarify something because we are in the KDP for B2B groups. Now with KDP for B2B, you can still use ads and stuff to help businesses or help your business, but it's not necessary. But what Ashley's really leaning towards is, like she said, she's in the KDP space. And when you're trying to drive traffic to those specific books to sell, she's going to help you and guide you with ads, like she's just talking about, your right niche, the right market. Now, like I said, KDP for B2B, the businesses are driving the traffic to the booklets. So it's a little bit of a different switch, but I just want you to know this is also available to you. You can run these businesses parallel, do your KDP business, do the ads, do all the stuff, make money that way. Do the B2B side. Ashley's doing both as well. And so I just want to kind of clarify that, because I do say that all the time. We don't need ads and we don't need keywords. I mean, it does help to bring traffic if organic traffic, but really with the B2B side, the business is driving the traffic. But I didn't want to get everybody confused. But really, when you're talking about KDP and putting your book up there, it gets buried really quickly. So ads and keywords are necessary. So I just wanted to clarify that real quick, Ashley, because I think what you're telling everyone is so valuable and huge.
But even that, like, even if you as the book creator understand the target market that you're helping a business with, you can create a better book for that person. And you can also give them advice. Like I have someone who wants a daily journal, and I'm like, you realize that's 365 pages minimum.
Yes.
And I'm like, it's like a
I did that. Yeah.
Right.
We described that as like a ream of paper. Like if you were going to carry around a ream of paper, your journal is going to be, one of my first journals was 365 days. I got it in the mail. I was like, well, that's gonna, so yes, that is very true. Like you don't want to, you can advise your business owners or you advise yourself to not create 365 days, create it to be in smaller chunks so that's not so big. Like think of it as a ream of paper. It's about that size.
It is.
365 paper.
So yeah.
I have one, I can't get it, but I have one I can show you. But go ahead, I didn't mean to interrupt you.
I want it to be, you know, a half year. And I'm like, okay, that's still like 200. So I have a book and I have it marked. I'm like, it's this thick. Okay, that's still 200 pages.
Yeah, exactly. The thing though, you know, is what I love what you're talking about is that you can really break it down, and then the customer would buy more books. See, because if you do the 365, it's too big. It's not going to be. They're probably not going to use it as often because it's not going to be easy to transport, or it's just too big. But if you think about it in a marketing standpoint, is that if you're doing maybe 60 days, 90 days, or even something, you know, where it's quarterly or something like that, think of those. That's multiple books people are buying within the year. Mm-hmm. So,
you know, phrase it as a challenge, like the, you know, 3 month challenge, right? And then it's
exactly.
They can do it for 3 months, then maybe take a break and then start up again, right? And buy another book or something.
Yeah. So that's a great way for the marketing side of it is when you are creating KDP books, if you ever, like I said, I made the same mistake, and I get this thing and it's huge. It was like a ream of paper, like I said, or a phone book, which we don't even have phone books anymore, but phone books and things. So it's like very bulky. And of course I did the 8x10. I didn't do like a 6x9, but I did the 8x10.
5-pound book. You're like, yeah,
I got a 5-pound book. I'm gonna pack that one around wherever I go. So yeah, so those are great tips as well, Ashley. But like you said, back to the ads and really finding the niche market and finding the right target market is huge. No matter what if you're doing KDP for B2B, it's not always necessary, but it's really good information to know about. Might have lost you.
Right. And if they have a specific audience, you know, you could do ads with them, or, you know, decide to do that sort of thing with them. And so that's something that can help. You know, I run ads for my own book for my consulting services, so I know it helps. Is it necessary? Maybe not, but it gets me noticed for the keywords I want. And it's really cheap. The way I do ads, I'm cheap. Like
you're frugal. There's no
very focused.
Your budget. You have a budget.
Yeah. Well, I guess I'm about efficiency, right? It's all about that, you know, bang for your buck. And if I don't want to spend $1,000 to get just a little bit in return. I mean, yeah, I know you still make money, but I'm not that person. I'm more like, I'd rather spend, you know, $10 of the right audience and get like a lot of them to buy. Yeah. It's definitely something that is such a good, you know, thought process. And I think that, you know, where you can help the KDP for B2B audience as well is say they come across a business and they want to market their book and you don't know how that works. Reach out to Ashley and find, you know, I have all the information about her Facebook groups and her, you know, we're running the YouTube channel too. You can find her through Publish with Ashley, but, you know, so go to Ashley and find out how, you know, she'll teach you how to do these things. And it might be for the KDP for B2B market, it might be another way to generate an income stream. Like I'll be able to help you market that book if that's something that you want to do. Like I said, you don't have to, but it is something that's available. So I always like to, in our group, try to share that with everybody, kind of share what's available. So they have all the tools that they need and maybe want to use for their own KDP for B2B business. So Ashley, I think it's so valuable what you're talking about with the ads, because it really does make a difference, you know, and it really does help people to find your books. Yeah. What I like about it is just that in, you know, the KDP B2B memo, it's about you getting sales too, right? So if the book people buy it off, yeah, the business drives traffic, but if you can find ways, like cheap ways, you know, just even a few dollars a month on ads, like literally a few dollars a month, and you can drive the traffic up, you're benefiting too, right?
Exactly. So it's a win-win all the way around, depending on the business, depending on the person, depending on what, but like I said, the great thing is I wanted to have you for the KDP for B2B group. You do this KDP for B2B side, but you also have the ad side and the KDP side. So it's really great to have you in this group as a resource. I always like to have all the resources for everyone, and to have this available if this question comes up, or you want to go down that route. Definitely helps.
Yeah, it does. And it's good to have all those skills, even just, even if you're doing the B2B route, just making your own books and getting them out there in KDP, you're going to improve your own skills, right? You're going to improve your cover skills, your interior skills. You might be able to use some of your interiors again.
Yeah.
So there's definite things that you can do for both sides. Like, right, it doesn't have to be just one or the other. You can focus for one, for a week or two on the B2B because you're working with a client. And then you say, well, it's kind of quiet right now. Let me go work on my KDP business and, work on some ads. Or, hey, this book is doing really well. Let me see if I throw a few ad dollars at it, if I can get it to, start going organically, right? And really getting it up there. So like having all these sets help.
Yeah, they really do. They really do. And it's just, and that was great what you said, if you have some downtime, because sometimes business owners are busy. So you get this little lag time waiting for them to bring in their stuff or do these things. And then maybe you can work on your KDP side, and like I said, or work on the ads or do something else. So, the downtime, you're not just waiting for these, on other people to keep going with your KDP for B2B business. So it's fantastic stuff, Ashley. Is there anything else you'd like to share with the group that I know we have all your contact information in the group. You're in the group. You're there. Tag her if you have questions. Join her Facebook. Join her YouTube channel as well. She has great information. So,
just that I'm there to help people. I was like anybody who's first starting, overwhelmed. They didn't know what a pixel was. They didn't, you're like pixels, inches, what, right? DPI, what's DPI? And what's bleed? What is bleed, right? Like
all the terminology, all those pieces are so overwhelming at first, but they become just habit after a while. And when you hear it, that's why I try not to say too many acronyms, because it's hard for people to like. When I first started, I was like, I don't even know what you're talking about. Everyone, we're all overwhelmed. Yeah, we're all there, and sometimes we forget. And I try to bring myself back to when I first started in KDP, and just getting my friend teased me because I go, I just printed my first book, and she goes, it's only has lines in it. And we laugh about it still. I was at lunch with her. I'm like, look at my journal. I go. She's like, it just has lines. You don't have anything in it. I'm like, that's the hardest thing I've ever done.
Our covers, I remember like using the cover creator and like swearing at it, like, why won't you work? And then,
right, rejected, just like that. Yeah. So we've all been there. We're all here to help you. It's don't worry. There's no wrong answers. We've all same thing, Ashley, exactly what you're talking about. I was brand new to KDP. I'd never been in the publishing world, none of it. So when I started I just was happy to get a line journal and to get it printed, and it looked halfway decent. And I've gotten better. And you just start improving. It just takes little steps. Like I say this a lot in the group. Take the first step, take the little step, take the leap just to learn one little thing. I mean, it's just to learn another thing and another thing and another thing. And it just keeps building upon that. And like with the ads and everything, don't get overwhelmed. If that's not where you're at, don't worry. But when you are ready, Ashley will be there. And then, we have all these people that are so great in this group that can help you and share with you. And mostly everyone I've met is just so happy to share. We're all happy to share. I mean, yes, we all are in it to, make a business and, be able to do this from anywhere in the world or anything. But we just love what we do. So we get to share it with you guys. So. And
I totally believe everyone can succeed at this business. I am not an overnight success. I started in 2015. I made like $100 after 6 months. And then I made like $100 a month after 2 years. Like, I didn't give up. And so I see people like,
the,
oh, I didn't make money this month, I'll give up. And I'm telling you, like, what, 2015, what are we at? 6 years later? My math is somewhat good. The math. 6 years later, you know, I'm doing, you know, really well, or at least I think I'm doing really well. It doesn't matter if you guys think I am or not.
Yeah.
I think I'm doing well. So
as long as you are the only one that matters, Ashley. But that is, but not, I think where you're going with it, not comparing yourself, like someone who's starting today comparing to you, or, you know, and or,
everyone's
you know,
journey is different, right?
And what you need to get out of it. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
What you need to get out of it.
Not planning to like be amazing. Like those people you see, they're like, I made, you know, $10,000 and I've been doing this for 6 months. I'm like, yeah, they probably didn't sleep. They didn't cook dinners for their 4 kids. They didn't make sure your homeschooled child now, because of virtual whatever, isn't doing, like, she was throwing a balloon the other day. I'm like, no balloon during class, right? So, you know, don't compare, just keep, I think anyone can be successful if they're just willing to keep going and keep learning each day, just a little bit every day. Try
just that little, like, just something new every day. I mean, that's why I was in the same journey as you. And I started, you know, I was doing this for my personal self, just, you know, kind of, I've been in the Amazon space for 7 years, selling retail arbitrage and all the other things that third-party sellers do on Amazon, though, into the KDP side. And that was a whole different animal there. So then I started doing that part, and I just thought, oh, let's do a couple of little journals up there and see what happens. And, you know, it was just kind of like a nice creative outlet. But then that's how I started pivoting towards the B2B, because I wasn't selling books as much as I wanted. I didn't sell. I mean, I think in a lot of my stories, I say my sister bought my first journal. I made one sale on my journal and I found out it was my sister. You know, you look at your little KDP graph, I'm all, yeah, it's all a journal. And then my sister's like, I bought your journal. I'm all, oh, thank you. Thank you. So in my mind, because, you know, everyone talks about KDP, you're going to make $10,000. You're going to do this, you're going to do that. And then it doesn't happen. And then you're like, oh, well, this is deflating. But don't give up. Don't give up. Take that little next step. And this business has a lot of pivoting and things that work for you. Like, I went down and I figured out how to create these booklets for businesses. That was my passion. I had that background. So I just took the KDP and kind of pivoted it a little bit differently. And so I think that that's so valuable, Ashley, what you've said about don't compare yourself. Don't compare yourself to anybody. It doesn't matter what you're doing, whether it's this KDP stuff or just don't do it, because you're the only one on the journey. You're the only one that knows your schedule. You're the only one. And that's the beauty of this. You can do it anytime, a day. Yeah. And like we were saying, you have 4 kids. That's a lot to deal with. And so your time, and so you don't have, you can just kind of go, okay, I have a few hours here. Okay, I have maybe 10 minutes here. I mean, as a mom, I'm a mom too. My daughter's grown, but it's just like, oh my gosh, you don't even get time to eat, drink, take a break. There's no breaks, right, Ash?
Yeah. Mom, I need chocolate milk. Mom, I need this. Mom needs a break.
Mom needs to hide in the closet for a while and get away from you kids. No. But how nice is it that you get to
Doritos the other day? She's like, my sister's annoying me.
Oh, I needed a break from the sister. That's cute. That's so cute. Well, good stuff, Ashley. Again, it's published with Ashley. She has her Facebook group. She has her YouTube channel. She has all kinds of information. I have your email posted as well. You can direct message her in from our group, or tag her in our group, our KDP for B2B. She's around.
I'm around. I'm willing to help. I like helping people. It's fun.
Yeah, you're good at it too. And I appreciate you taking the time and spending it with us in our KDP for B2B group. And we look forward to having more conversations together.
Awesome. Thanks.
All right. Bye, everyone.
Bye. I don't know.